Rebonsoir, nous revoilà sur Dragon Age 2 pour cette deuxième partie de stream. Nous venons de terminer la quête personnelle d'Aveline du début de jeu, et maintenant nous allons tranquillement continuer à jouer. Alors, nous avions encore 2 personnages à recruter si je ne m'abuse. Est-ce que le premier des 2 est à l'auberge du pendu? Enfin 3 d'ailleurs, parce qu'on n'a pas recruté Sébastien encore. Oui, elle est là. Parfait.
You owe us, Isabella.
Well, Lucky, I'll tell you what. Since the information you gave me was worth nothing, that's what I'll pay you.
Me and my boys will get our money's worth, bitch.
Oh, you poor sweet thing. Tell me, Lucky, is this worth dying for? I didn't think so.
Dis donc Isabella, t'as changé de tête quand même.
You're new around here, aren't you? Welcome, and keep your wits about you. You're nothing but tits and arse to the men in this place, and they won't hesitate to grab at both.
Speaking from experience, are we?
After a few broken fingers here and there, they got the idea. I'm Isabella. Previously Captain Isabella. Sadly, without my ship, the title rings a bit hollow. You're Ferelden, aren't you? You have that look about you. I was in Denerim not too long ago. I even met the hero of Ferelden, if you know what I mean. You know, you might be just what I'm looking for to solve a little problem I have.
Elle fait juste un peu allusion au fait qu'on a couché avec elle en trisome avec Alistair. Au bordel, la perle à Denerim dans le jeu précédent.
Can't anyone fix their own lives around here?
Must be something in the water. Someone from my past has been pestering me. I've arranged for a duel. If I win, he leaves me alone. But I don't trust him to play fair. I need someone to watch my back.
Who's this person you've arranged to meet?
His name is Hader. We worked together back in Antiva. He's never liked me. He's been asking about me all around Kirkwall. Thought I'd get it over with and meet him face to face.
Isabella et les duels.
Why a duel?
I like duels. It's what I do. And if I win, he'll be dead. Problem solved.
What makes you think I'm right for this?
You saw me talking to Lucky, didn't you? Those boys couldn't manage simple information gathering. I can't trust the riffraff in this place to do anything right. But you're different.
You wanted information from Lucky. What was it?
I asked Lucky and his boys to track down something I lost. They failed to do it. It's nothing to worry about, and this is much more important.
I think I could manage watching your back.
I'll bet. I've arranged to meet Hader in Hightown after dark. I'll meet you there.
Eh oui, Isabella. Mais d'abord, parlons à Varric.
So, I've been dying to know. What was going through your head when you fought that ogre?
For the first few seconds. What do they feed those things?
I don't know anyone else that's even seen one. You're lucky just to be standing here. Somehow, Hawk, I imagine things won't be dull with you around. Not that I expect the deep roads to be boring, mind you. Constant threat of doom does tend to keep you awake.
If we'll be working together, I should find out more about you.
You're in luck. I'm always willing to talk about myself to beautiful women. My family came from Orzammar, noble house Tethras, until my father got caught fixing provings. He and our whole house got exiled. No huge loss. I was born up here. Sunshine suits me just fine.
Are you a merchant? A mercenary?
I'm a younger son. It's a difficult and dangerous profession. A lot of us die of boredom. Fortunately, being Bartrand's younger brother keeps me on my toes. Maker knows he lacks subtlety. I'm the one who pulls strings to keep the coterie out of our hair. Keep us just a whisker ahead of the other families.
Anything in particular I should know about your brother?
To understand Bartrand, you've got to understand the Dwarven Merchants Guild. These are dwarves who would sell their mothers if they thought it'd get them a better share of the lyrium market. Anyone who deals with them has to sleep with a knife under their pillow. In my family, that's Bartrand.
What are your plans for this trip into the deep roads?
Bartrand's running the show. Andraste's ass, he'd probably do that even if we weren't paying for everything. The tide we're looking for is supposed to be a week's travel from the surface, so I hope you aren't scared of the dark. We've got supplies, muscle, excavators. The plan is to carry out everything that's not nailed down.
A lot of things can keep you awake, you know. I wouldn't reach for the doom first.
Sure, I could have a cup of tea in the morning, but I hear it's bad for you. I've spent my whole life in Kirkwall. Dangerous enough most days, but it doesn't compare to the deep roads. So, this will be, let's just call it an adventure, I guess.
Great. Now we're adventurous.
Oh, cette expression. Oh, c'est immonde. Bon. On a eu notre discussion avec Varric. Eh, par où on s'en va? Par là.
So, there must be mages in Tevinter who don't use blood magic.
Of course, there are slaves. The magisters do not hesitate to collar their own kind.
But no magisters.
Why must you go on about this? No magister would turn down an advantage over his rivals. If he did, he'd be dead.
You know, to use blood magic, you need to look a demon in the eye and accept his offer. I just figured some of them would say no. For aesthetic reasons, if nothing else.
So, I noticed some notes on the table the other day. Interesting work you've got there.
I'm doing a little writing.
What's a speed griffin? Do they zip around Thedas, terrorizing Darkspawn with their lightning reflexes? Speed griffin. Good one.
Ah là là. Les grandes qualités d'écriture. Allons terminer la quête de Ninette. Je sais que je devrais recruter des gens. Mais ça, c'est beaucoup trop drôle. Ah, et comme on est dans le coin, on me dit qu'on peut parler à Endus. Eh ben, on va aller voir par chez lui. Les petits moments de drague.
It's not a pretty home, but at least it's clean. I had a friend like you once. Got in all kinds of trouble. Dragged me along. Didn't think I'd be doing that again. I got a bit weighty the last time we talked. Sorry for putting that on you.
You'd be surprised how people just tell me their darkest secrets. I must look trustworthy.
You look... something. true. Proud. Like, even if you don't agree with me, you'll be honest. I hope I didn't seem too selfish when I told you about justice. I didn't know what would happen. I figured a willing host, a friend. It had to be better than playing the demon and haunting some corpse.
Well, he can't complain about his looks anyway.
No, don't go there. That's not going to end well. I don't want to hurt you.
La drague dure. Ça me dérange pas de voir une relation SM, Anders. Y a pas de souci, hein.
Hurt me. I might like it.
No. You saw what I did in the Chantry. That's who I am. A year ago, maybe we could have had something. But I'm not that man anymore. I'll break your heart. And that might kill me as surely as the Templars.
De toutes les romances du jeu, je trouve que celle d'Enders, c'est celle où il y a le plus de drama. Même si on veut vraiment pousser le drama jusqu'au bout, il faut commencer par les draguer lui et Fenris, sortir avec Fenris, rompre avec Fenris pour aller avec Enders, et là on peut vraiment parler de drama. Ah, quelqu'un a levé l'up. Mais je vois pas les petites flèches, donc je ne sais pas qui c'est. Probablement quelqu'un qui n'est pas dans le groupe actuellement.
An excellent place to hide. I'm surprised the Templars catch anyone in this city.
Mind your manners. This is my territory.
Oh, t'inquiète pas, on viendra s'occuper de toi bientôt. Ah, et on ramasse des cadavres de personnes de la chanterie comme ça, on se balade avec, y a pas de souci. Bon.
I thank you, Syrah, for coming along when you did. I am Emmerich.
You're older than I thought you'd be. Ninette seems to go for the young, pointy-eared sorts.
What?
Ninette de Carac. I hear she got around. And you were asking about her, so I just assumed.
Preposterous. I was concerned that she was in danger, and that is all. However, the investigation has been a waste of time.
That sort of attitude will never pay off.
Ha! I was eager at first, but failure has leached all enthusiasm from me. This all started when Meren, one of our circle mages, disappeared. I found it odd. She was a bit older and hardly adventurous. Then I heard about Ninette and 2 other missing women. I had a friend who disappeared once. Turns out he was under my bed, drunk. What? I think the disappearances are connected, and I suspect foul play is involved.
Doesn't the Circle use phylacteries to keep track of its mages?
We followed her phylactery to a foundry, but found nothing. I had heard of sympathizers smuggling mages through Darktown, so came here hoping to pick up the trail. But no trace of Meren. And as you've seen, asking the locals hasn't made me very popular.
Have you mentioned any of this to the city guard?
They say there's no proof the disappearances are connected. They think the women just left home, that it happens all the time.
Ils servent tellement à rien les gardes
Mages
ici.
routinely flee the circle. Perhaps Maren just wanted freedom.
She had always been loyal. She received lilies from an unknown suitor, and some of us thought she may have gone to meet him. Perhaps her disappearance is linked.
Ah, encore des lys.
People don't just disappear. Perhaps they were murdered or kidnapped.
We found no bodies, no ransom notes. Those women just vanished.
Don't you hate it when something goes missing? I lose things all the time.
What?
The women. They're missing and you can't find them.
Elle est tellement insupportable,
All right.
aucun défaut.
I cannot lie, Sarah. I tire of searching. This battle showed that I'm no longer the warrior I used to be. I know when to walk away. Here, take my findings. Perhaps you can make more use of them. I'm going back to the gallows. I'm too old for this.
A foundry in Lowtown. I should look into that.
Mais d'abord, on cherche du loot. Parce que on doit récupérer de l'argent, il n'y a pas de petit profit. Poussez-vous! Ah! Ça fait partie des cartes réutilisées. Il n'y a qu'une portion de la carte à laquelle on a accès parce que la porte est fermée. Ouh.
Break some eggs tomorrow, maybe.
Why was your friend made tranquil? Do you know?
No, and it doesn't matter. Nobody deserves that.
I know some mages who deserve that.
Really? Perhaps they should start making slaves tranquil. Then they wouldn't dream of escaping. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Slaves do not attract demons that try to possess them.
Which clearly justifies it. What a perfect solution.
On va déjà chercher Isabella, on s'occupera de ça après.
There you are. I've been here for hours. Ada hasn't shown up. No one has. I don't like this.
I don't like this. That's right up there with what could possibly go wrong.
That's the wench we're looking for. Gut her.
Ah là là. Ah. Mon chat m'appelle hors de la pièce. Oula, 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 oula. Laissez Anders tranquille.
Ada sent them. Search the bodies. I need to find out where he is.
Hop. Ah, on peut commencer à taper dans le tiroir d'élite. Viens, on ira plus tard. Déjà, on va essayer de terminer ça. Voir le passif qui permet d'avoir un peu de tout.
Hiding in the chantry and sending thugs to finish me off. Coward. He'll not get away with this. Come on.
Pas très bien une étiquette de duel hein, quand même. Ça là, on ne s'attendait pas du tout à une embuscade. Bon. Il y en a du peuple. Hein. Bon. J'arrive, Isabella. Ils veulent tous aller à la chanterie la nuit. Hein. Bonsoir à toi, Ingrid. Drig. Oh, je vais y arriver. Je suis très nul en prononciation de pseudo. Je suis désolé.
Should have known you'd find me here.
Tell your men to burn the letters next time.
Castillon was heartbroken when he heard about the shipwreck. You should have let him know you survived.
It must have slipped my mind.
Where's the relic?
I lost it. Castillon's just going to have to do without.
Lost it? Just like you lost a ship full of valuable cargo?
They weren't cargo, Hader. They were people.
Those slaves were worth 100 sovereigns a head, and you let them scurry off into the wilds. And now the relic's gone too. Castillon won't be happy to hear that. I promise you.
Will someone explain what's going on?
Isabella's been a very bad girl. Ruined a perfect business deal, and then
Ce sera plus facile à prononcer, effectivement.
I told her enough. I said I arranged for a duel, which I did. I also said you wouldn't play fair, which you didn't. We can talk later if you want. Right now, we have other problems.
Castillon isn't a very happy person, is he? Maybe he needs a new hobby.
There's only one way to settle this.
À l'attaque! Ah, Fenris a gagné un niveau. Hop là. Bon, il y a quand même beaucoup de monde, je trouve. Allons-y, tempête de flammes. Tac. Ah. Hop. Ça va m'agacer ça. Bon bah Under ça fait le ménage. Hop. Petit carreau.
Stab first, ask questions later.
Trust me, it's better this way. Castillon won't hear about me from Hader, but he'll find me eventually. I just have to get him the relic. It's simple as that.
Who is Castillon?
He's a powerful merchant based in Antiva. I believe he has ties to the Felicissima Armada. I used to work for him. The jobs mostly involved smuggling lyrium, jewels, or the occasional criminal acquaintance. He paid well.
What's this about you freeing slaves?
I was asked to escort Castillon's cargo ship. I got a bad feeling about the job partway through. Boarded the ship to find slaves. Nearly 200. Elves, humans, children even. It was sickening. They paid Castillon to take them away from the Blight. He took their money and sold them into slavery. Even I can see that's wrong.
What's so interesting about the relic?
I don't really know what it is, except that it's ancient and worth my weight in gold. Castillon has me chasing it down as payback for freeing his slaves. To be honest, I think he just wants me dead, but that would be letting me off easy.
You hired Lucky to track down information on the relic?
That's right. He insisted he knew everything that was going on in Kirkwall. He lied. I bet he doesn't even know everything going on in his pants.
Did you end up in Kirkwall because your ship was destroyed?
There was a storm. The ship ran aground on the reefs near the city. I managed to make it to shore. Most of my men weren't as lucky. Poor sods. I knew some of those men almost 10 years. Ah, balls.
If getting the relic gets Castillon off your back, then I'll help you retrieve it.
I still don't know where it is, but you'll be the first to know if I hear anything. Anyway, thanks for helping me out with Hader. I think I'll tag along for a while. There might be something I could do for you. And I have a room at the Hanged Man if you're looking for company later.
Oh, ce genre de compagnie. Non, non, on est très bien. On va continuer de notre groupe actuel. Juste ramasser ce qu'il y a sur les cadavres. Oh, une bonne dague. Ah, j'ai déjà plus de place. Oh. Mon chaton pleure. Si seulement il y avait moyen de savoir combien ça coûte. Ouais. Ouais, je peux encore mettre des anneaux sur ces deux-là. Est-ce que j'ai des anneaux? Oui. L'anneau de la vaine sagesse. Ruse, santé, résistance aux dégâts. Donne-moi ta ceinture nulle. Et donnez-moi l'argent. Voilà. Maintenant on monte de niveau. Plus de magie et de volonté. Alors, panacée pour avoir regroupement, oui. On veut une résurrection. C'est toujours utile. Force consti. Et le mode lyrium spectral qui arrive. C'est la vie.
someone's always trying to claim the streets. If you make them safe to travel at night, someone will reward you.
Eh bien, baladons-nous dans les rues la nuit. Chassons les bandits. Qui par ici se déguise en garde, visiblement. Ah, c'est que t'as des tactiques, toi. Vire-moi ça. C'est pour ça que t'avais plus d'endurance tout à l'heure. Donnez-moi l'argent, l'argent. Personne marchait. C'est étonnant. Ou alors on s'est déjà éliminé. Ça ferait du sens. Non plus, mais il n'y a personne nulle part. Peut-être dans la cour du vicomte, je sais pas si on avait éliminé les gens par là. Ah oui. Et là, mon inventaire est plein. Non, ici non plus. Bah écoutez, je sais pas où j'en ai laissé. Bon. Quittons cet endroit. Et allons vendre des choses.
So, Elf, that thing you do with your hand.
I can already tell this isn't going anywhere pleasant.
I bet that makes pickpocketing easier.
I'll try it sometime and find out.
Varric et Isabella qui arrêtent pas d'essayer de trouver des applications au pouvoir de Fenris. Il faut aller au marché. Je sais plus par où c'est. Au secours. Au secours! C'est là, je crois. Oui. Vendons tout. On va peut-être pas vendre le bouclier de l'ex d'Aveline, on n'est pas comme ça. End, il a quoi déjà? Du 22. Alors... Vendons le stuff nul. Et voilà. On a de nouveau un inventaire vide. Et mon chat m'appelle. Il est trop mignon. Est-ce que je vais résister? C'est où? Oui, c'est par là la chanterie.
Vivian will be devastated if I don't find Taffy.
Mon dieu, ce que se dandine du cul. C'est terrible.
What?
Just wondering if the feathered pauldrons are an essential part of the moody rebel mage persona.
What are you talking about?
I'm working on an epic poem about a hopelessly romantic apostate, waging an epic struggle against forces he can't possibly defeat.
What do you mean, can't possibly defeat?
Well, it's not a good story unless the hero dies.
Le commandement du créateur, tout ça, tout ça.
Ravine is a good boy. Please give me the strength to find him.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Maker. Sing of the chant so that it may reach his ears.
Elle a l'air d'en avoir tellement rien à foutre, cette sœur, quoi.
Look what I found. Your reason for living.
Bless my fool spirit, I never thought I'd see that again. Thank you.
Et regardez, j'ai trouvé votre raison de vivre. Oh, qui parle tellement mal. La personnalité moqueuse, c'est terrible. Hop, donnez-moi les codex. Boucle du blond. Histoire de la chanterie. C'est un pan de l'univers de Dragon Age que je ne retiens jamais l'histoire de la chanteuse.
I'm sorry you had to witness that disgraceful scene by the Chanter's Board. I am Elthina, Grand Cleric of Kirkwall. Sebastian's normally a good lad, but he's had a terrible shock.
Sebastian? Was that his name?
Sebastian Vale. He was affirmed here nearly a decade ago. He had just been invested as a brother when we got the news about his family. I'm afraid he reacted rashly, denied his vows and left the Chantry. If the Maker wills it, he will return to himself before it's too late.
So he's some kind of priest?
He is an initiate of the faith. As a man, he cannot serve as a mother would, but he has led the chant here many times. Before last week, I would have said he was the most faithful of our true believers.
He said someone murdered his family.
Sebastian is the youngest son of the ruling family of Starkhaven. They were overthrown recently, violently. Sebastian is the only surviving member.
He's royalty.
Prince Sebastian Vale, if he succeeds in his pledge to take back his lands. He made a vow to the Maker to put worldly concerns behind him. It is a sin to forswear himself for a mere title.
I think his family deserves to be avenged.
Sebastian would spend his coin to buy men's lives, the same as those who attacked his family. No matter how justified he feels, that is murder. And when he returns, I will tell him so again.
Non, tu dois pas tuer des gens. Tu es un frère de la chanterie. Rien à foutre, je vengerai ma famille. Histoire de Sébastien. Bref, maintenant que nous avons les poches vides, nous allons pouvoir retourner nous occuper de Ninette. On en est où d'ailleurs au niveau de la thune? 20 pièces d'or, ok. De toute façon, on aura largement plus que les 50 pièces d'or dont on a besoin pour passer à l'étape suivante.
This is the true picture of Kirkwall.
Y'a quoi, des fonderies, des chaînes? Un mage. Des démons. Dont un démon du désir. Oh. Ils sont tous montés. Je vous vaincrai tous.
Demons, summoned by another mage, no doubt.
Ils aiment bien l'invocation démoniaque hein, dans ce jeu, les mages. C'était un truc absolument exceptionnel et qui avait des conséquences graves et qui était mal contrôlé dans Origins, mais dans Dragon Age 2, les mages ils font tous ça quoi.
That ring looks Orlesian.
Severed hand, a ring, and a pile of bones. Emmerich will want to see this. And I should bring the ring to Ghislaine. It might belong to Ninette. Go down! Get back! That's enough!
Ah là là. Ces ennemis en carton.
I don't like the looks of this.
Ah non, un piège devant un coffre.
Set.
Et c'est tout. Bon, bah voilà. Bah Ninette, elle est morte. On a retrouvé sa main. Et avec sa bague. Et c'est tout. Des os, pas des os. Oui, c'est la porte qu'il faut prendre. Tac. Ah. Sombre rue, jour ou nuit, on s'en fiche. Allons à la potence.
I've heard about the Circle of Magi outside of the Imperium, but I've never been in one. Are you certain it's wise for us to come here, considering who we're with?
I don't think the Templars will be surprised to see another mage here, do you?
Maybe not.
I'll try to look sufficiently meek and oppressed.
You're not helping.
This seems more like a prison. I wonder if it's more effective than the Circle I know.
How is the Imperial Circle of Magi different?
Once upon a time, it was as it is here. The Chantry watched the Magisters closely for any signs of corruption or weakness. Then it changed. The Magisters were permitted to watch over their own, and Templars kept only to enforce the law. What happened next was inevitable. The Magisters rule again, as powerful as they ever were.
You said the Chantry used to watch the Magisters. Why did they stop?
You must remember that the attitude towards magic is different in Tevinter. Magisters came from wealthy families, bloodlines that had nurtured magical talent for countless generations. The Chantry was not trying to control poor peasants, but the scions of the greatest houses in the Imperium.
I thought the Magisters had been thrown down by the Chantry.
On the contrary, Andraste never defeated the Imperium. A great army conquered the south, but not the north. The Magisters eventually surrendered to the Chantry, but they did so on their terms. They kept their influence. Thus, they reclaimed what they lost over the centuries. Some battles are lost by inches.
You talk about the Magisters as if they are all evil.
I have no doubt that some are good and noble men, strong enough to resist temptation. But how many temptations do you wish to offer a man before he will give in? Blood magic is everywhere in Tevinter, from the lowliest apprentice up to the Archon himself.
You can't have seen this for yourself.
Daenerys talked about it often. Of course, they say it's forbidden. Behind the smiles and closed doors, however, it's a different matter. To be a Magister in Tevinter is to be glorious. To be a powerful Magister in Tevinter, that is worth any price.
You're saying the same thing could happen here?
If the mages were permitted to be their own watchers, of course. It is too easy for a mage to resort to blood magic if they feel the need is great enough.
As easy as it is to resort to a sword. You were created as a living weapon. Should you not be trusted with your freedom?
My powers are not controlled by a demon. A mage can desire power, justice, revenge, protection. Any cause will do, and then they are lost.
You can't say every mage is corrupt.
All I am saying is the Imperium offers no answer. All that Andraste did long ago to end the tyranny of magic has been undone.
She ended the tyranny of magic and replaced it with an entirely new one.
Considering all that magic has done to my homeland and my race, I weep for your predicament. Power corrupts, as they say, and mages have power enough already.
Treating every mage like a criminal isn't the answer.
And not every mage deserves the benefit of the doubt.
And I suppose you decide which ones.
Freedom is a noble ideal, but I see no oppression here. I see fear and danger. But enough. I'm sure we came here for a reason.
Je vois pas d'oppression, il transforme juste les gens avec qui ils sont pas d'accord en personnes incapables de ressentir la moindre émotion, y a pas de problème. Hop.
Knight Commander Meredith would kill us all if she could.
Is brooding a sport in Tevinter? Do they hold competitions? Hand out trophies for the best scowls?
I'm not brooding.
Moping, then. You seem like you're a champion at it.
I'm perfectly content at the moment.
Oh, so that's you smiling. Glad you clarified that. I'd never have known.
Rocky Hugh, c'était pour quelque chose d'autre. Lui, c'est un bon gars aussi, Trask. Y a pas que des connards dans les Templiers ici.
Your mage? This was left in the foundry you mentioned in your notes. I was also attacked by shades.
These are human bones. Then there is no chance of finding Meren alive, or any of the others.
If they're not dead, watch out for a bunch of boneless women flopping through the streets.
Show some respect. I will bring this to the city guard immediately. It should be enough to convince them the disappearances are worth investigating.
I can't wait until I've had enough training to meet a real mage.
Ah, les chercheurs de vérité. Alors les chercheurs de vérité, c'est l'ordre auquel appartient Cassandra, qui du coup, au niveau de la façon dont Dragon Age 2 est raconté, est la personne qui interroge Varric. Et Varric est le narrateur du coup. Les chercheurs de vérité, c'est un ordre qui est beaucoup associé aux Templiers, mais qui est indépendant et qui répond directement à la chanterie, hein, en théorie.
That statue over there is a statement on modern life. Possibly the statement is, well, shit.
Ça, on en a pas besoin. Rune parafoudre, bah donnez-moi ça. Comme ça je saurais les faire.
Do you know a recruit named Karen? His sister is looking for him.
We cannot speak to you, Messer.
To the void with that. Karen and the others are missing.
But our orders...
The Knights aren't doing anything to find them. Maybe it's time to ask for outside help.
Why must you keep silent about Karen?
You obviously aren't a Templar, Monsieur.
A Knight Lieutenant gives you an order and you obey, without question. They told us not to breathe a word about Karen and the others.
They must have their reasons.
And that'll be a great comfort if you go missing next.
I wasn't even certain Karen was missing. Who else is gone?
The first ones disappeared weeks ago. There's been at least half a dozen. Wilmot and Karen were the most recent.
You're already defying orders to talk to me. Might as well share the good stuff.
I hear that Knight Commander Meredith has some new initiation you have to go through. If you're not strong enough or fervent enough in belief, you don't make it out alive.
Figures?
Seems to me a weak Templar would die just as quickly.
And you honestly believe that?
Recruits keep going missing.
Wilmot came back.
What?
He did. I saw him this morning.
What else do you know about the initiation?
You hear about some questionable things that the Order must do these days. The Knight Commander only wants Templars that can do what must be done.
Andraste alive. She's killing recruits that might question her orders, isn't she?
That's rubbish. She wouldn't do that.
If Wilmot came back, he might know more about the other missing recruits.
I bet he would.
Wilmot told me he was going outside Kirkwall. Clear his head, he said.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Knight Captain Cullen ordered it, right before he chased after Wilmot. That wasn't too long ago. If you hurry, you may catch them on the road.
Quelles, non? Il en a fait du chemin depuis Ferelden.
Maker's blessing on you.
Donnons les boucles du blond. Allons rendre son anneau au mari de Ninette.
Something of yours, sir.
A strange turn. Thank you.
Tac. Et comme ça, pour la prochaine fois, nous n'aurons plus que les quêtes à l'extérieur de Kirkwall à faire. Ce qui nous permettra de recruter Meryl et Sébastien.
They don't count. We dwarves are drawn to shiny objects, sort of like magpies, but with business sense.
You're kidding.
Of course I am. We come to the surface with the skills our ancestors had, Blondie. You think there's a tradition of dwarf woodcutters in Orzammar? Beekeepers? Sailors?
Well, there could be mushroom growers and nug wranglers.
Orzammar will never let those people go topside. Too vital. Also, embarrassing.
Ah là là, pour une fois qu'il y a une justification sur le fait que les nains soient comme ils sont quand tu les croises.
I couldn't bring back your wife, but here's a ring. It looks pricey.
Oh, Ninette's wedding ring. Yes. Look at the engraving. Forever faithful, forever yours. Oh. Written in happier times. Where did you find it?
It was on Ninette's hand, which was cut from her body. She's dead.
On her hand? Huh, I see. Well, maybe you should take this back. I don't want anything that might link me to her death. Especially with her family asking questions. No, they're going to blame me. I just know it. Excuse me, sir. I have arrangements to make.
Bon, il nous a quand même payé un souverain, ça va. Ah oui, c'est vrai.
Well, are you here to socialize or did you bring my goods?
La persuasion.
I rescued your boy and killed the coterie. But your property was long gone.
Coterie. I should have figured. They've got a lock on all trade with the dwarves. If I'd had someone decent on the job, they'd have dug into it first, not walked in blindly. Well, no cargo, no coin. If you're ever looking for more work, I keep my books right here. Feel free to sign yourself up.
Youhou.
Good job, Hawk.
Bon, eh bien nous avons terminé ce que nous avions à faire en ville. Et je pense que nous irons à l'extérieur plus tard. Mais d'abord...
What do you need, my good friend?
Enchantement.
Let's see what your son can do.
Enchantment!
Qu'est-ce que j'ai sur moi là? J'ai même pas le chant des chagrins. Je peux enchanter Bianca. Avec une rune d'impact. Je suis pas sûr que ce soit ce que j'ai ça. C'est quoi? C'est cuirasse de cure antique? Si, c'est ce que j'ai. Enchantement. Hop. Plus d'armure ou de la thune. Donnez-moi la thune. Ça c'est le bâton d'Andes. Plus de feu. Voilà. C'est parfait. Youhou! Comme ça n'encombre plus notre inventaire. Bon et bien sur ce, chers amis, je pense que je vais mettre fin à cette VOD et potentiellement aller me coucher, même s'il est encore tôt, pour la simple et bonne raison que je dors très mal en ce moment et que je suis très fatigué. Donc je vais vous laisser là. Bonne nuit!